Chalk another one up in the win column for our Toronto Blue Jays as they lay a beat down on the LA Angels. We talked about it in yesterday's video, how the pitching matchup looked a little Blue Jays favored. And they got the job done. 10-2 winners in LA and a chance to win the series. Well, I guess technically if you look at it as a 4-game set, you could win the series tomorrow. But if you look at it as just a 3-game set because one of those games were for Dunedin, then you look for the sweep. So however way you want to look at it, the Blue Jays have won back-to-back games. And we talked about it again yesterday. You know, they lose a game. You come back with 2 victories. Great job. With the win, the Blue Jays for the first time this year we are 11 games over the 500 mark at 62-51. They are playing very inspired baseball right now. And let's break this game down. Let's talk about the stats and then talk about what happened in the race of the wild card in the division. And then preview tomorrow. That's how we're going to talk about it. Here we go. Top of the 3rd inning. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. comes up and it was a 89 mile an hour fastball, I believe it was. Right? It might have been a changeup, but it was on the inner half, maybe even off the plate inside. Gurriel pulls the hands in, gets barreled the ball, and crushes it to deep left field, and it's gone, giving the Jays a 1-0 lead in the top half of the 3rd inning. All right, a good start. A couple batters later, George Springer comes up with the booze raining down on him. Gets a 77 mile an hour, probably a curveball of some sort. And it was outside. It was on the outer half of the plate, maybe even offside, but he gets barreled to ball, and he crushes it to left field, and that one's gone. Jays lead it down 2-0 in the top of the 3rd. All right, we're feeling good. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, Joe Adell singles, and Ohtani goes deep to center field off of Alek Manoah, and we're tied at 2. I always say those zeros in the next half inning are what you want. You score 2, you give up 2, and now we're back to even again. Not where you want to be if you're Manoah, but he settled in nicely. After that was absolutely stellar. Top of the 5th inning, Santiago Espinal hits an RBI single. In comes Gurriel sliding head first, no problem. Blue Jays get the lead back. It's now 3-2. They bring in a reliever, and why you bring in a soft-throwing lefty to face the meat of the Jays order? I don't know. However, he does get Vladdy to pop out to the catcher Max Stassi, and he has not been hitting well lately. He will come out of it. I have confidence in the young man that he'll get out of it at some point in time, but as of right this second, he is struggling mightily. But you know who isn't? Teoscar Hernandez, and he comes up with the bases loaded, and he gets like an 85 mile an hour pitch, whatever the heck it was. And it was middle. I mean, you just don't miss there to a good hitter, and Teo takes him deep to left, and it's way gone. Grand slam for Teoscar Hernandez, a first career grand slam for Teo. You know, in comes, who scored? Simeon, Springer, and Espinal, and the Blue Jays break this game wide open. It's now a 7-2 Blue Jays lead in the top half of the 5th inning, and like I said, after that, the 2-run bomb to Ohtani, Manoah just settled in and cruised. And you know what? I got to applaud Charlie Montoyo. The reason I'm going to do that, he allowed, we all keep hearing about, innings limit on Manoah and blah, blah, blah. He let Alek Manoah go over 110 pitches to try and get Ohtani and Fletcher out in that 7th inning to try and go 6 solid. Unfortunately, he walks Ohtani and Fletcher after a really big battle with Fletcher, and then he gets pulled. But I give Charlie the kudos 100% for letting his young righty go out there and try and get him 7 strong. And he could have taken him out after Ohtani. I would have been totally fine with that, but he allows him to go after Fletcher. Couldn't get 7 strong. Fantastic. I love what Charlie did there in that sense. Now, the Blue Jays are like, well, we got a 5-run lead. That's pretty good. Let's tack on some more. Alejandro Kirk hits an RBI ground out. In comes Teoscar Hernandez. It should have been a double play, but Gosselin, the third base, mishandles it and just gets Kirk out at first base. Doesn't matter. Jays add another one. It's now an 8-2 game. Then, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Stay hot, kid. He hit a single in this one. In comes Corey Dickerson, and it's now 8-2 Blue Jays. And just to add insult to injury, top of the 9th inning, George Springer at the dish, and once again, booze raining down, and he's like, I'm just going to take you deep again. 2-homer day for Springer, and it's now a 10-2 Jays lead. My math was probably totally off somewhere in there, but I don't care. Because I probably missed someone scoring at some point in time, but I don't care, because the Blue Jays win it 10-2. Or is it 9-2? They win. They flat out beat the snot out of the LA Angels, and they've now won back-to-back games. Now, let's get to some stats here real quick. George Springer, as I mentioned, great game for him. 2 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a walk just to add in some more OBP numbers going up. Great job for George Springer. Teoscar Hernandez goes 2 for 5, staying red hot. Had 2 in last night's game, had 2 in the afternoon game yesterday, and has 2 more again today. 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs, obviously in the grand slam that he hit. Big day for Teoscar Hernandez. He won't want to leave Anaheim. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., he had a day. And that's the thing with this Blue Jays lineup. With Bo Bichette not playing, the length of the lineup is still there. And I was listening to the broadcast, the Angels broadcast, and just saying, well, without Bo, that it doesn't look as long. And then they see the number. What was Gurriel batting? In the 7 hole? Go 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and hits a bomb to start the game. Yeah, that's our number 7 hitter. Hey now. Yeah, it's definitely a deep lineup. Great job by the Blue Jays. 10 hits in the game today, but they made them all count. Only struck out 6 times in this one. Now, let's get to the pitching numbers and some bullpen stuff that they did pretty well today. All right, Alek Manoah, as I mentioned, was flat out spectacular. Other than the 2-run bomb to Ohtani, he was electric. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, well, obviously the 2-run bomb, walked 2, the final 2 batters that he faced, and get this, he struck out 11. Alek Manoah is breaking records left and right, ladies and gentlemen, and he is unbelievable for the Toronto Blue Jays. He has been absolutely phenomenal. He's repping the city. He loves the fans. I was so lucky to have a chance to talk to this guy. Sorry, guys. Before the season got started, before he even pitched in Buffalo. Great guy as well. You put on the baseball stats, you put on the baseball numbers, you watch him pitch, and then you hear how good, you hear him talk, and then you're like, man, this guy's such a good dude. You just root for him all the time. Great job from Alek Manoah yet again. Taylor Saucedo comes out of the bullpen to finish up the 7th inning for Manoah and go the 8th. He goes an inning in the 3rd, no hits, no walks, gets a strikeout, so non-stress-free for the bullpen. Great job. And then Brad Hand goes out there in a really important spot for him. Obviously, the 2 first times as a Blue Jay coming out didn't do all that great. Was in very high leverage situations and wasn't all that sharp. But his last few outings, he's been pretty good. And today he goes out there and goes a clean inning, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Just a clean job for Brad Hand and ends the ball game. 10-2 winners are the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, let's get to the out-of-town scoreboard. Talk about what happened around the league, or more or less what happened around the American League and the American League East, because that's really all we care about. Now, let's start with the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Red Sox laid an absolute beatdown on the Rays, 20-8 in this game. So for Jays fans, not good in the sense if you don't catch the Red Sox, you're still 2.5 back of them. 2.5 back of them. However, you do gain a game on the Tampa Bay Rays. If you're still thinking the AL East is reachable, you're 6.5 back of the Tampa Bay Rays. Oakland, yeah, Cleveland stinks. Oakland beat them 6-3, so we gained no ground there. We're still 3.5 back of Oakland. The Yankees, they won earlier against Kansas City Royals 5-2, and with that, we're still a half a game back there. So, the Jays, as we mentioned, they can just keep going. All you can do is focus on yourself. A team is bound to lose at some point. You go out there and you pick up a W, the scoreboard might help you at some point. And the Rays lost, so if you want to look at a positive, one of the teams lost there. And the Jays just keep on their roll. 11 games over 500. They're doing a job right now. And with the Yankees, if you're looking at the Yankees schedule, now they've had some light teams, and they really have. They had to play the Chicago White Sox starting tomorrow. So they got they have a big series against the White Sox, and that's going to be kind of a telltale of what the Yankees really are. And instead of seeing them play the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles and teams like that, and they're beating up on them, saying, "Wow, the Yankees won this many games." When you play garbage teams like that, what do you expect? Now the Jays have beat the snot out of Kansas City. They won 3 of 4 against Cleveland. So far, they've won 2 of 3, if you want to look at it that way, from the LA Angels. They won 3 of 4 against the Red Sox. So we're doing a good job, Jays fans. We got to focus on ourselves. But like I mentioned, the Yankees have a big test coming up against the Chicago White Sox starting tomorrow. So the Jays, a big game tomorrow for many different reasons. Not only with the other teams playing some tough teams, and obviously the Rays still playing the Red Sox, so one team's got to lose there. The pitching matchup for tomorrow. Holy smokes. Jose Berrios gets the ball for the Blue Jays. Shohei Ohtani gets the ball for the Angels. 9:38 first pitch there in Anaheim. And that is a doozy of a pitching matchup. Anybody wants 10-2 game? Yeah, don't tune into this one if that's what you're looking for. Because it is going to be a pitcher's duel And for Jose Berrios, I wouldn't say it's his biggest game as a Blue Jay because he pitched against the Red Sox, and that's probably the biggest game as a Blue Jay. But this one, every game moving forward is massive for Jose Berrios, and he's seeming to embrace his time in Toronto. He's loving it so far, it seems. Let's go out there tomorrow. You win that, you would have won 3 straight games. You won 3 of 4 against the Angels again. And you're just feeling good. All right, Jays fans, you know what? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game this evening, because, again, the Jays mash. They get good starting pitching. Bullpen holds it down, and you get another W. Fantastic stuff, guys. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's ball game from the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter is down below for myself. Folks, send me damn to like great stuff, you know what I'm saying? Instagram is down below as well, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And guys, if you have not seen the George Springer 2 home run highlights, if you have not seen the Gurriel home run highlight, go check out Blue Jay Center on Instagram. They have all the highlights posted for those 3 home runs. Good stuff on there, all right? And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition. I'm hoping tomorrow night. I'm back to work tomorrow, so 9:38's a late one, but we'll try, all right? Jose Berrios, Shohei Ohtani in the finale in Anaheim. 9:38 first pitch. There is the Blue Jays. Look to win the 3rd consecutive game, win 3 of 4 against the Angels, and move on to Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the ball game. We'll talk to you guys then.